After the difficult separation from Lot, a new quiet settled over Abraham. But in that stillness, God's voice pierced the silence, not with rebuke, but with a promise so grand it would define nations, spanning from the countless stars above to the very dust beneath his feet. The Lord had waited for the worldly distractions to recede, for Abraham to stand alone in the land God had called him to. And then God spoke. Lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see I give to you and your descendants forever, and I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. It was a powerful, timely reaffirmation. Even after a moment of human decision that seemed to shrink Abraham's immediate territory, God amplified his promise, making it boundless, eternal. He reminded Abraham that his plans are not thwarted by earthly choices, but rather they unfold with divine precision. But God wasn't finished. He led Abraham outside, beneath the vast, inky canvas of the night sky, ablaze with stars. Look now toward heaven, God commanded, and count the stars if you are able to number them. Abraham, a man of the desert, understood the futility of such a task. The stars were innumerable, an ocean of light in the darkness. So shall your descendants be, God declared. Imagine the weight of those words. A man of advanced age, with no child, staring into the infinite, being told his offspring would rival the very galaxies. It was a promise that defied all logic, all biological possibility. It was a promise that demanded not just hope, but a radical, unwavering faith in the impossible. This was more than a blessing. It was a vision of a future only God could bring to pass. To solidify this incredible promise, God then entered into a sacred, ancient covenant ceremony with Abraham. He instructed Abraham to bring a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Abraham cut the animals in two, arranging the halves opposite each other, a customary practice where parties would walk between the pieces, symbolizing their commitment. But as the sun went down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, a dreadful, thick darkness. He didn't walk through the pieces. Instead, behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. It was God himself, not Abraham, who passed through the pieces, signifying that this covenant was unilateral, unconditional, solely dependent on God's faithfulness. In that moment of profound darkness, God also revealed future struggles. Know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will be afflicted 400 years. Yet, even within the shadow of future hardship, the unbreakable covenant was sealed. And what was Abraham's response to this extraordinary, impossible promise? The Bible tells us simply, yet profoundly, "And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness." It wasn't his perfect deeds, his flawless obedience, or his great works that made him righteous. It was his faith, his willingness to take God at his word, despite all evidence to the contrary. This moment became the bedrock of his legacy, distinguishing him as the father of faith, a testament to the power of trust in God's ultimate plan. Abraham's story reminds us that God's promises are not fleeting wishes, but unshakable decrees. Even when our circumstances seem bleak or logic dictates otherwise, his word stands firm, confirmed not by our actions, but by his very nature. This covenant, established under a sky of countless stars, laid the foundation for not just a nation, but for a spiritual lineage that would bless the entire world. It teaches us that true faith isn't about seeing the path clearly, but about trusting the one who sees it all. What impossible promise are you holding on to today? Share your thoughts on Abraham's faith in the comments below. Join us for Episode 6, Human Hands, the Birth of Ishmael. as Abraham and Sarah, facing continued delays, grapple with the limits of their faith and attempt to fulfill God's promise in their own way. Don't miss it. Like, share, and subscribe for more.